Hello, today we're going to be looking at Absolute Wonder Woman number 15 by writer Kelly Thompson and artist Hayden Sherman. So now this book did come out in December. The reason I waited to review it was because this week we have Absolute Batman number 16 with basically they're not part 1 and 2, they're separate stories, but it's the first time of the meeting of Absolute Wonder Woman and Absolute Batman. So you'll see the second review with Absolute Batman. So this story is the mark of Hey Kate to a crime scene in Gotham that draws Wonder Woman there into Batman's orbit. They must work together to solve the grisly murders that something more dangerous is going on in Gotham beyond just this one murder. That there are other murders that were related. So this is really an interesting story because like I said, I've read both parts, but with this one, I waited to read it so I could read them back to back. And what's very interesting is, like I said, it's not a part 1 and 2. They really stand on their own. And I actually really like that. I mean, the stories are connected, which you'll learn when I review Absolute Batman. But in this first part, it's just them meeting. They've kind of heard about each other. And I like how Thompson did the story really well. It's, that they know of each other, but they don't know. And they kind of learn a little bit about each other, which is actually a really good, plot point, that they are living in the same universe, but they're not like, buddies or anything like that. And also, how she learns about Bruce and how Bruce learns about Diana, and how they kind of came to meet with this grisly murder. And it also has to do with Wonder Woman's origin, as she's made of clay. I don't want to give too much away, but it was a really interesting story. And like I said, I'm a big fan of this book. Thompson's really knocking out of the park. And then Sherman, they are such a great artist, and they bring so much, just excitement and visual to the story that they are just amazing. And like I said, I'm a really big fan of Sherman, and they are just, really knocking it out of the park on this book. This is, I think what's interesting is, if you haven't read Wonder Woman, this is a good point. And if you haven't read Batman, you can read the other ones. So I think that's kind of the point there. So I really enjoyed it. Make sure you pick it up and then watch for the review of Absolute Batman, which is kind of part 2. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.